at the press conference. People get to play it, Pete said, at the booth.
Yep. So the thing we're going to have the hands on is sort of the first play. There's like a prologue before that, but once you get into proper gameplay, it's that first level. So, and it's all wheelchair combat.
Okay, wheelchair combat.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Surprisingly awesomely.
Really?
Yeah. Like
so you're just using like the sticks or the arrow keys to like sort of like you're just mobile on a wheelchair?
Yeah.
With your gun?
Yeah, it's super intuitive. It's the same controls as you move around normally.
Yeah.
But it was one of these things, like, because BJ obviously at the beginning of the game is horribly injured, so he can't even stand upright. And so he's confined to this wheelchair, and you know, has to fend off invading Nazis. So, so we thought, wouldn't it be super cool to have like a playable wheelchair level? And
why not?
yeah, and everyone was, yeah, that's super cool, but can we actually make it fun? And so that was a big question, but it just turned out great. So we're really happy with how that came out. We try to do that throughout the game, right? Mix it up and find interesting ways of playing.
Yeah, for sure, and that's why you can focus so much on the density of the experience, because you're focused on the single player and the story. I think you're probably the only game with wheelchair combat at E3. I'm not
Fingers
sure,
crossed.
but I'll let you know. All right, well, I can't wait to play it over at the booth. Yeah, it's great to see you, and we'll see you at E3 Coliseum tomorrow. You guys are going to be sharing more about the game, which we're
awesome
to hear, and you guys can watch that as well on YouTube. All right, well, we're used to seeing some pretty big explosions here at E3, but this summer, Charlize Theron is going atomic. The Oscar winner explodes into Atomic Blonde, an action-packed thriller that follows a lethal assassin through a city simmering with revolution and traitors. James McAvoy, Sofia Boutella, and John Goodman also star. Check out this clip from Atomic Blonde, which is in theaters July 28th. Focus so much on the density of the experience because you're focused on the single player and the story. I think it's probably the only game with wheelchair combat. But I'll let you know. All right, well, I can't wait to play it over at the booth. Yeah, it's great to see you at E3 Coliseum. We're back, and you saw this guy on stage yesterday at the Xbox press conference, and now we get to meet the maker behind Middle-earth: Shadow of War, the VP of Creative at Monolith Productions, Michael DePlater. And stay tuned after for a special announcement about Shadow of War and Totino's Pizza Rolls. Michael, great to have you with us today. We are so excited about Shadow of War. Coming out now this October, right?
October 10th.
October 10th. Yep. I saw the big banner out front of E3 when I was driving into E3. So I know this is a passion project for you. I think Shadow of Mordor a couple years ago, back in 2014, everyone just got so excited about what you guys built. And now you're back a few years later with a brand new experience. And let's just jump right into the gameplay and tell us what you're showing, because it's such an epic world. I know I got to play it a few weeks ago on the Forts, and it's just like this is only a small little piece of what this is going to be. So tell us, what are we seeing here?
I think And that's what's sort of so exciting about us for E3 is that every time we get to show the game, we're going to be showing something new or something unseen, and we never know what's going to happen in any particular demo. So here, Evan's mounted on this Caragor. We're moving around through this is the open world in Nirn. So this is the south of Mordor. And we've got this whole kind of living world that we really want to show off in E3, and the influence of the Nemesis system that actually spreads right throughout the world. So not just through the fortresses that we have, but also out to the wilderness, to the outposts, to the side missions, to the different orcs you'll hunt and recruit. Yeah, and actually you'll build and grow those stories with each of those different guys. Yeah, the thing that's really, one of the things we've doubled down on is all of the mounted combat and gameplay. So the Caragors, these are fun because they can climb pretty much anything as well. So even when you're mounted, you're just as mobile.
That's amazing, though. I mean, the animation and physics to get that all to work like that across all these different environments.
Yeah, and combat from them, and even stealth, because they're big cats. They can crouch down, they can hunt, they can stalk. So you've got these guys, you've got riding the dragons around, you've got these massive, giant Graugs that we have as well. So we have just put so many systems and so much gameplay into all of the sandbox and the open world in here. But I think what we're also going to show here today, after we show a bit more of the open world, is actually a beginning of a fort assault. And we'll,
oh, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty fun as well.
Well, I got to say, the world looks incredible. So in terms of scale compared to the first game, what can you tell us about how big
it's hard to quantify because we've got more regions. Many more regions. Every one of those regions is bigger. And then every one of those regions is much more dense with gameplay, with content, with verticality, with caves, with secrets, with life. And then every one of those regions changes with what the living world is depending on. I know.
Epic scale of it.
Yeah, everything. And then it changes depending on which tribe's in control. So it's bigger than Shadow of Mordor in multiple dimensions. So it's at least 4 to 5 times to play through this experience that we had in the first game. It's everything we're just going for epic, with the story, with the characters, with riding around on drakes, the whole thing. That's our keyword. And that was what was so great for us after people were so generous and excited about Shadow of Mordor, that it just it enabled us to double down and basically check off all of our wish lists of all the things we wished
exactly
to do.
It feel like there was so much people like obviously the Nemesis system in the world, and now you said knowing that people like that to build on that, and still even though we're showing epic sort of scale moments here, it's like that core combat. And that, the combat loop, I remember, sort of post-Batman, it's like you guys came in and sort of, I think a lot inspired by that, just sort of really built this, really fluid combat system.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see when we see the Fortress.
I mean, all the teams did such a great job, the animation team, and the fun thing with that sort of style of combat is we were able to make it so visceral, we're able to have heads flying in the last game, now we can do limbs flying, we can have bodies torn in half.
All the fun stuff.
But as well as that, we've now got this entire additional layer of player progression and skills. So the skill tree is expanded enormously, and you can now really customize your loadout and your skills depending on what your play style is, and then combining that with a pretty epic gear system. So now if you're hunting down and defeating different enemies, different nemesis, they're going to drop rare, epic, legendary gear, and then you can craft that to really customize the character and to visually change how the hero looks as well.
Well, we should jump into the Fortress here and see some real live gameplay here and talk about what we're going to see here when we go live. Now, one thing I will ask you about is Xbox One X. You were on stage yesterday. So this game is coming out about a month in advance of One X. So what does that mean? You'll sort of be able to play it obviously on your Xbox One S, and then when it comes out for X, it'll be further enhanced?
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same, all of the platforms of Xbox, Xbox One S, and then of course the X and the PlayStation and the PC, but just being able to really take advantage of the power of the X in terms of the scale of the game, in terms of course of just how amazing it can look in 4K. So
will that be, do you think it's going to drive like a better frame rate, or it's going to be obviously 4K resolution? What can we expect? How much different will it be than the One S?
One of the areas where we're really lucky, and the team's just doing such a killer job, is we have our own tech, and we have our own engine, which is the Firebird engine. And those guys have just knocked it out of the park in terms of optimizing every element of that, from the frame rate, through to the resolution, through to the detail. So we're just taking advantage of it in every dimension just to make sure that the whole thing is really
So we will get
leveled
a
up.
better frame rate on One X, you think?
We're locked in, we're really committed to this sort of locked in at 30, so it's just always consistent, it's always smooth, even if you're going into the most ridiculous, massive, epic Helm's Deep scale battle and you've got multiple dragons, everything's on fire, there's hundreds of guys on screen, it's just insane.
But then you ratchet up the little details, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But then with all of that insanity going on, which are these really big, intense combat moments, you don't lose any of the responsiveness or the flow or just that great feel that, makes our combat so good.
Very cool. All right, well, let's look at some of the combat here. For the blue.
He's definitely blue.
Us.
Yep.
And we're going to see some real combat here, which is amazing with these horses. And, I got to play this a few weeks ago. I mean, great sense of strategy, obviously, as you sort of go through, get to make choices on how you're going to engage in the battle here.
Yeah, and also, the army that you bring in with you. Hundreds of guys on screen. Just insane.
But then you ratchet up the little details.
Better enjoy this, boys!
So the personalities of these guys, the stories that you build up with them, and the scale of it, it's just immense. Because that's the thing. Like basically the team, we said so we had this game, Shadow of Mordor, and we just wanted to make it bigger in every dimension. So now we've got hundreds of guys. We've got more detail on all of those guys. We've got massively more variation with the Nemesis system on them all. We've got the fire and the destruction system. We've got these massive forts. So it's just every single dimension, it got massively expanded. So here, Evan's actually, what he's done is he's used Shadow Strike. So he's gone up and he's taken control of one of these siege beasts. And now he can actually take that, which was a big threat to us, and turn that back on the enemies. And he can now start raining destruction down on this first victory point to help us capture it. A little bit of friendly fire on our own guy. Okay, so he's not too happy about us coming here to take that over, but Evan's in a hurry. We've got our 10 minutes. And then also, even beyond all of these sort of millions of possibilities of their different strengths and weaknesses, their personalities affect the combat as well. So if they get enraged, they go into a frenzy, which makes them even more dangerous in combat. And then we can see he's cursed as well. So these cursed attacks actually take away some of our power.
Look at that. I love the fluidity of that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like,
Okay, he's gonna. Oh, that's actually one of the tribal weapons this guy's gonna use. Oh, he got away. Okay, that was close. Let's see how he goes. But something we've really, the levels that you see of the enemies, all the classes we've added to the enemies, all of the tribes. So just no two of these guys are going to be the same. Now that walls burst through as well from our artillery. And then every fight that you have is going to create a new story, and either having these guys join your army and become part of your story that way, or potentially fighting to the death or becoming an enemy. So our guys occupied here, bang, we can take the
victory point captured
and grab some epic loot there as well. So depending on how powerful the enemies are, what your story is with them, we then have the whole gear system. And then the fun thing, in order to make the gear actually even build more stories, you get a little challenge on the gear, and if you unlock that, that unlocks additional traits on the weapon, and also little quotes that help you remember that personal story with that orc.
Oh, I mean, as the scale of the game increases, you said Nemesis system, how it's going to sort of scale over the game, and that's what makes it so much more characters that are going to more ways.
Yeah, it's more epic and more personal, which I think is definitely fits with Middle-earth and with that kind of epic fantasy as well. Okay, see if we. Don't know how far we're going to be able to get through this fort assault in the time we have.
But
he's charging through.
I have faith that he's going to get through all the way through it, through all these victory points, as long as he doesn't die and have to reset back to the beginning of the assault, which I had to do once when I was playing a few weeks ago.
Oh. Okay, so Celebrimbor actually took out Olrock the Biter.
Yeah.
Some more loot.
There's just so much going on, but it's people know from this game, it's like, it's so fluid, and you never feel out of control, you never feel stuck, and it's like, what I love is that you can sort of get in and out of all this combat.
Dragon landed on us, a little bit chaotic, but okay, we'll get it.
It's early in the day.
Yeah. We'll
As you get through more demos today, he'll be great.
But, okay, one of our guys is even bleeding out here. But that thing of having this massive scale and all of this chaos, but the combination, I think, of the UI team, the animation team, the AI team, of actually enabling you to control this chaos, to have the skills in combat and to have the tools at your disposal and your allies to help you out as well.
It looks absolutely incredible. I mean, the scale of what you guys are putting together is just incredible, Michael. So thank you for
so much.
coming by to show it to us. Of course, coming out, as you said, October 10th. Across all the platforms. We can't wait to check it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yes, Shadow War. Thank you, Michael. All right, and now for a special announcement from Totino's. Totino's Pizza Rolls will be launching in-game content, download codes on select bags that can be redeemed for items in Shadow of War. Very cool partnership. You can check out the promotion on specially marked packages of Totino's Pizza Rolls and Totino's Pizza Party Rolls, or Party Pizza, in stores October and November of this year. You must be 18 years or older to redeem. Void where prohibited. Open to residents of the 50 United States and DC only. And the only place to get the in-game content before Shadow of War releases is with Totino's Pizza Rolls, the exclusive pre-launch partner. Codes drop on specially marked Totino's packages in September. Get yourself hyped by heading to gaming.totinos.com. Pizza Rolls, Shadow of War. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. All right, take care. Now we're going to head on over to home base to check in with the president of Gearbox Software, Randy Pitchford. Randy, always dressed so nice.
Thanks, man.
We don't know where you get your shirts, but they're all...
You know my wife dresses me.
Christy's back in the... They got it all lined up for the week, right?
That's right. Check it out. This one's got Space Invaders on it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that wild? Like, I don't know where...
I don't know if that'll show up on camera, but you're right. It's like, yeah.
There's Space Invaders on the shirt.
Well, you've been doing so much for the video game industry for so many years, and we want
So
to
have you.
bring you up. Thank you. But it's we're excited to have you here. We're psyched that you're going to be on the panel tomorrow with Neil deGrasse.
Oh, that's going to be a
Chris Hardwick,
blast.
James Gunn, talking about how you build these worlds. And I love that you're here just to kind of chat, because it's not like there's some massive new Gearbox reveal.
Well,
I
got
don't
lots
think,
of things I can sell you, but like this is E3 and it's awesome, and there's so much cool stuff going on. So
yeah.
It's fun to kind of take high level too and just look at the industry.
Exactly. We all love games, and you guys certainly are working on a lot of great stuff. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about Borderlands, because we saw, I think it was at GDC, you guys teased a little bit of the game engine, how you're working with Unreal Engine.
Yeah, that was a tech talk about some of the technology we're working on.
So what, early, obviously, but what can you tell us? I mean, you guys have been pretty open, I think, at panels and stuff. We're trying to recruit people to work on Borderlands. It's not a secret that that's your next big project, right?
I can tell you, obviously, we're very, very excited about what we're working on. I know there's a lot of people that love the Borderlands franchise, and they're really looking forward to more from us.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. Like, there will be a big official announcement.
Yeah.
And it's really important, I think. And one of the things I'm actually really happy about with Take-Two and 2K as a partner is we've really come into alignment that we should really have everything that we want to talk about ready to go, and know exactly where we are and have the evidence to prove it all before we showboat and make some big announcements. I think it's really important that expectations are set correctly. We have some incredible ambitions with the game, and so when that big announcement happens, we'll have everything all lined up, and we know exactly what we'll be delivering.
All right. Not this E3, though, right?
No. Unfortunately, I know there's so many people
holding out for that PlayStation announcement tonight or something. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people looking forward to us talking about it, and people do know we're working on it, and we are. In fact, most of the developers at Gearbox, this is what we're doing. So it is all I think about. It's all I think about.
A big property. Let's talk about Borderlands kind of as a property.
Yeah.
Where is there's always been Tales from the Borderlands.
Yes.
The things that have happened. Are you guys thinking now about sort of where Borderlands can go into different mediums?
Well, I'll tell you, one thing that's been really interesting is as Borderlands has been successful, a lot of folks wanted to get involved with us, and that's how projects like Tales from the Borderlands happened. I think one of the things I'm most excited about, but there's tons of stuff, and it would take like the rest of the afternoon to go over every little thing going on, but I think the biggest thing that we're most excited about is the movie in development. Lionsgate is the studio, and Arad Productions is the production company, and I don't know if you know Arad Productions, but Avi Arad ran Marvel Studios. You know, they created the Spider-Man film, X-Men, Iron Man, and kind of figured out how to finally make really good, entertaining comic book movies. And so these are the guys that are behind figuring out how to finally make a good video game movie. And they think Borderlands might help them do it. So it's been a fun process, and I've learned a lot. You know, I've done a couple other things in the past. We did a television documentary with the Brothers in Arms series on the History Channel, but this is a whole different level, you know, and it's not.
Do you know where is the movie going to be sort of just set in the world? And Pandora, is it going to be on sort of like, you know, around the first game, or how's it?
Yeah, I'll talk about it a little bit. I mean, obviously nothing's been officially announced yet, but we've been developing scripts, and the strategy that we're on right now is that it's obviously all in the Borderlands universe, but rather than retell the stories that were in the game, we'll create new stories. So the films will have like their own almost. You know, film canon. We'll use all the characters and all the scenarios, of course. And it's kind of like a similar strategy to what Marvel's doing, where you can't read any particular film plot in a comic book, but there's a lot of the characters, themes, and in fact some of the situations are represented. And it's very important to take that strategy, because the 90 to 120 minute passive entertainment medium that's film is completely different than the way we consume story and characters in the video game. So it's really important to respect that and develop a story that's designed, designed for the film medium. But holy crap, it's been a blast, and I just can't believe how behind it Lionsgate is. Like these guys are pumped, and they're like the real deal. So we'll see, man. I mean, I'll be honest, there have not been a lot of great video game films. In fact, most of them kind of suck. And that's kind of like the EV, but the expected values, we'll see. But I think there's a shot.
Yeah, and you can give it time, see what happens, and you're still going to focus on, making
yeah, well,
a great
that's
game.
that's what's great about it, is if there's a great film that happens, like, it obviously helps and everybody will get to enjoy it, but it doesn't change anything that we're doing in the video game space. If anything, it just kind of adds this extra layer of excitement, which pumps us up a bit.
Now all we need is the Duke Nukem movie, right?
Yeah,
Make
right.
it happen.
We're working on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't announce it, but there's been a whole. You'd be surprised. It's blown my mind. There's been a lot of production companies that have come at us, and we are putting a deal right now together with a major motion picture studio, and I'll tell you off the record if you want to know, but it's holy crap, it's exactly the exact right people that should be doing a Duke Nukem film, and we'll see what happens, but yeah, it's unbelievable. I think that's very likely to be a thing.
Are you gonna make more Duke games, do you think?
Yeah, there's a couple things going on. Well, one of the most the cool things is, the games are great, but some people know this. Duke Nukem's actually going to be making a cameo in Steven Spielberg's upcoming Ready Player One film.
Oh, really?
That's coming later this summer. Yeah, do you know about the film?
Of course I know
Have you
the
read
film.
the book?
Yeah.
So Ernie Klein's
yeah.
book is amazing. If you haven't read Ready Player One.
I didn't know that Duke's going to be in.
Yeah, he's making a I may have just skipped that, but yeah, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's because the game, the story, a lot of the story takes place on the Oasis.
Yeah.
And people take on avatars of just who they wish they can be, and apparently there's a few cool video game cameos, but it's not a big role, but he's gonna show up and. He's going to be Duke, man.
We missed the Duke.
Yeah.
What about Brothers in Arms? Do you guys ever go back to that? Do you think? For
Yeah,
a while you were talking about maybe doing another one.
We do. In fact, we've had in development for some time. Again, it's not ready to make the big announcement, but we have had in development for some time a new Brothers in Arms game. It's authentic. It's got Sergeant Baker. It is the Brothers in Arms game that we want to make. And we're doing it under our publishing label. Okay. So what's great about
you
this?
You guys have now.
That's right.
Like we had you at the Game Awards.
I was really grateful when Ubisoft jumped in to help publish the original Brothers in Arms games. But as that relationship matured, I think for them, they just thought the game looked pretty cool, and it was sort of a side bet, and it turned out to be a big franchise, and it became important to their business. And as that was true, then they got more and more involved. And I think their interests with it were different from where what we think Brothers in Arms is. And so now
you have it. It's your.
Yeah. We own the IP, but we worked that out so that it's all free and clear with Gearbox, and now we can do the authentic game that Brothers in Arms fans really want.
Okay.
And we haven't we haven't gotten to the point where we really are are ready to announce it. But I think Brothers in Arms has always been strong because of its unique kind of tactical gameplay. It's not just a raw shooter. There's a lot more to it than just the skill test. But there's also a storytelling element, and we're really pushing that to new places. And our experience working with Telltale on the Tales series has taught us that you can actually make gameplay out of storytelling, and you can have that be really engaging. In fact, I think in the Telltale games, the best parts of those games are interacting with the storytelling and not anything that resembles a skill test.
Yep. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so that's actively in development.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Gearbox Publishing. That's exciting to see you guys. You've always been. I always admire how independent you've always been.
Yeah,
a lot of bigger developers
challenging,
that have a couple hits and then they sell to the publisher. And you're, I think, probably one of the largest sort of independent.
It's weird. We're like feel like a last man standing in that regard. Like,
but I think you've held out. I'm sure you've had many offers over the years to go join companies.
Every partner we've ever worked with, that's usually the first and last conversation, and several conversations in between.
But I admire that you've sort of held out, be independent, just like I like to keep Game Awards independent. It's like you get to sort of do your thing, and now you get to because of digital distribution. You can put these games out yourself.
It's really opened up a lot of things, and not only for our own titles, but also helping other third parties. Like we helped People Can Fly get Bulletstorm out there, and it was just announced that Gearbox is the retail publisher for Epic's next game, Fortnite.
Exactly.
Like, holy crap, Gearbox is publishing. Helping Epic, like
amazing.
Epic's,
you license the engine now.
I know, right? It's unbelievable that's happening. But one of the reasons I think that's happening is because we are a developer. So we kind of get what that's like to be a developer, and our business deals with developers are extraordinary. Like crazily developer friendly. Epic could not find another publisher that would do what we're willing to do for Epic.
Happy to do it.
And we know we want the same thing because we are fiercely independent, and we just need what we need for our properties.
Well, it's very cool, and it's great to have you here at E3 just to hang out, talk about games.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure in future years we'll have much more to show gameplay-wise.
Oh yeah. There's, if you want, there's some other things too with publishing, because we are able to do our own titles and able to do some third-party titles. One of the fun new things that I've been working on is a VR project with Penn and Teller. Do you know those guys?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I've seen you're good buddies with them.
Yeah. So I used to be a magician before I became a game developer, and I've always, like, in the back of my mind, like, how do we use magic for video games? And I've never really been able to do that directly. Like, a lot of the things I've learned and techniques I've been able to kind of draw upon for video games, but I've never directly done a magic trick in a video game before. And with this Penn and Teller project, we're doing it. And holy crap, with VR, it's absolutely perfect. Because you can really,
mess with people. Yeah.
You can really mess with people.
Okay.
And because first of all, they can't see anything out in the world, and there's all these expectations that you draw. For example, when you have the controllers in your hand and you see the controllers in VR, you make this association between that object in the real world and the object you're seeing in VR. But we can disambiguate that. Like, imagine if the operator's holding a controller, you see the controller and you think that's where they're standing because you can see the controller and the body attachment. But they don't have to be standing there.
Yeah.
In fact, that controller doesn't actually have to be that controller. Even though you see it in VR, that controller can be anywhere. And there's all kinds of fun things we can do to just absolutely. And Penn and Teller are just absolute geniuses for taking what the expectations are and turning them upside down to just rip our brains apart. And the idea of just absolutely messing with people is a lot of fun too. So it's going to be called Penn and Teller's Cruel Virtual Tricks for Real Friends. And there's a whole set of bits. Some you can enjoy on your own, some where you can mess with other people. And if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever done a practical joke on someone or played a prank or...
Maybe back in the day.
So with these VR tricks, like, what happens is when we do the really bad ones, like the really horrible shit that you really shouldn't do, people come out of it, okay, that was immoral, that was unethical, you're an asshole, you should not have done it. Let's go do it to somebody else. And that's like
forward.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun.
All right, well, we can't wait to see that. So much going on at Gearbox, Randy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Awesome hanging out. Have a good show, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow for the big panel. But right now, we are going to head over to Melanie Mack to give an update on what you guys are talking about online about E3. Mel?
Thanks so much, Jeff. I'm super excited right now because I get to do my favorite thing ever, and that's read all of your tweets here. So right now, one of my other favorite things is food. So apparently, Ubisoft has cupcakes. Nobody told me this, so I'm gonna need someone to bring me back 1 or 5. And right here, Vac Saint says, YouTube live at E3 Lounge, free food, free drinks, enjoy the games. And nobody told me they had free food here. So, yeah. You're gonna need to save me a plate there. So, of course, everybody's excited about the Ubisoft conference coming up. Right here, Dakota says, I believe Ubisoft is going to smash the scales this year. So excited, can't wait. I agree. They always do such an amazing job, and they make some of my favorite games. So right here, Gamer Insanity says, Melanie Mack, YouTube E3. I want to see a new Splinter Cell reboot with a new female protagonist if we can't continue with Michael Ironside. Now, this is honestly one of the most interesting tweets I've seen all day today because I never even thought about that, but I think it's pretty brilliant. Obviously, Michael Ironside, Sam Fisher is legendary, but it would be pretty awesome to see a female protagonist, a new Splinter Cell. But I wouldn't want to totally eliminate Sam Fisher, so maybe he could take like a Lambert role or something like that and kind of like direct and guide the new protagonist. I feel it. That could be really awesome. And so then we've got right here, Timmy says, I want a new Rayman game. All right, I feel you, Timmy. That sounds great. Everybody, make sure you send me your tweets. Use hashtag YouTubeE3 because I want to read them and see them all. But right now, I'm going to toss it back to Jeff.
All right, thanks very much, Mel. We are getting ready for the Ubisoft press conference that we'll be presenting in its entirety to you guys here live on YouTube, youtube.com/E3. It's expected to run about an hour in length, a little bit shorter than previous Ubisoft press conferences, but there's going to be lots of great news there on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and some other announcements. And now joining me to talk about what we expect from Ubisoft, we've got Danny O'Dwyer, Rocco from Mega64, Tina from Mashable, and Nick from Polygon. What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
All right, well, we are here to talk Ubisoft. We already have seen some of their games because we saw Assassin's Creed yesterday. They just announced Far Cry 5, which has been getting a lot of attention online. You know, they're always known for showing some big games and usually making like one or two big announcements of games that are coming in the future. Danny, how excited are you for Ubisoft?
I'm like, that's what I'm sort of worried about and interested in is whether or not we're going to get that, right? Because there's so many nobles. Like, they're going to trot out Assassin's Creed and have probably a big gameplay demo of that.
Yep.
Far Cry 5, we'll hopefully see that, like, you know, Nintendo mash-up Rabbids
right?
thing.
Yeah.
What I want to see, though, is if they do pull something out of the woodwork, like a Splinter Cell or
Yep.
some, like, old franchise that we've not seen.
Beyond Good and Evil finally returns.
Can you even do that now? They just
No.
need to say, oh, it's out now.
Yeah.
Like, here's the trailer, go buy it.
I feel like they always, like, every year, even last year, like, they announced that Steep game. Like, they always have something, right? They announce. The challenge sometimes is there are lots of leaks.
Yeah.
People, you know, always are guessing what they're going to talk about. Rocco, you know, I remember back in the day, Mega64 did quite the Assassin's Creed
Yeah, we did.
parody video. If you haven't
We
seen it
did.
on YouTube, check it out.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from the French boys at Ubisoft?
I'm honestly going into this just a little bit concerned, more than anything. I think the past 2 days, I've seen a lot of disparaging comments about, you know, the state of digital influencers and, you know, just this whole negative image. And, you know, I myself am a digital influencer. And so I'm just trying to look out for us because when we talk about things, you know, people have to listen.
Yeah.
Like literally. And I'm trying to just make sure that image is preserved. So what I'm kind of hoping going into the conference today is they're going to have the digital influencers. They're going to get, iJustine is going to be back. You know, they're going to get, you know, Epic Meal Man and all those guys and just try to, you know, infuse some positivity. So there's, you know, there's so much salt.
Yeah.
As the original influencer, how do you feel about all these new influencers?
I pretty much think they're something else. You know, they're just, you know, just taking it to a whole nother level. You know, you got, I don't know if Tobuscus is coming back, but he's doing his thing. Hopefully.
Remember back in the day when he hosted the
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. You know, we're gonna roll the dice today, and hopefully, you know, he'll do some kind of crazy opening. It's a little
musical number or something?
yeah, something like that, because you know we got to fill the, you know, kind of fill the void. Because
I don't think Tina's believing you on it. What are you expecting to?
Well, if the previous conferences that we've seen so far are any indication, they have been going that route, and we know that Aisha Tyler's not going to be there.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocco, you better get over there. You only got like 90 seconds.
You know, I offered, and
Maybe you guys did a tape like you do for the GDC Awards. Maybe there's some Mega 64 bits.
you know, we could have made a video, but I'm just you know, get Epic Meal Man to do his thing and eat that big meal.
Slow-mo guys will do something. You never know.
Slow-mo guys. I did a skit once, the fast-mo guys.
Are you guys ready to
Nick, what are you thinking from Ubisoft?
I'm hoping, like, I'm really hoping that they weren't discouraged by kind of the reception to the, like, let's make a meme thing in the past, because that was literally my favorite moment of E3 last year. Other than that, like, apparently on Walmart.com, a listing for the Kingdom Rabbids thing just went up like 6 minutes ago. So
That's got to be real, right?
yeah, as if that wasn't confirmed 1,000 times already. So maybe there's like an amiibo thing for that, but I feel like they're saving that for Nintendo. I'm basically here to see the weird, gnarly pseudo Minions Mario crossover thing that is happening.
And like how weird it gets, because like that original shot looked like something like a sales pitch.
There was a cuss word in it.
Yeah.
It was very
So, like,
And Mario with his gun. I mean,
Right? Yeah, with a gun.
Yeah.
They've spent like decades making sure that those characters never had guns unless they shot like water.
It's a new Nintendo. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to head over to the Ubisoft press conference. We'll be back in a little bit with you guys reacting to it. The press conference is going to run, you know, probably around what I've heard, like about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. So significantly shorter. Last year, Ubisoft ran almost 2 hours. So get ready. Check out Ubisoft live right here on YouTube.
We've always wondered what could happen if upon the world of Mario. Today, the dream is reality. Hello. Hello, everyone. And thank you. We've always wondered what could happen if our crazy rabbits were unleashed upon the world of Mario. Today, the dream is reality. And to talk about this unexpected encounter, it is my great honor to welcome a very special guest, someone I truly admire. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, Miyamoto-san. Thank you for coming. We are so happy to have you today. So what have you brought with you?
Well,
What did you bring?
this is a life-size replica of one of the weapons from this game.
Wow. Cool, I'm sure you love it.
I brought one for you.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Wow. Woo. So let's take a picture.
Bill-san, he can help our conversation. これほら、ね、ゴーストリーコンのとちょっと違うでしょ?
These are a little bit different from the weapons you see in Ghost Recon.
可愛いでしょ
Yeah, very different weapons
But they're
for
cute.
very different worlds. This one is, I think, very effective in the world of Mario and Rabbit. So, should do well. We have always been inspired by Nintendo. I'm so proud of Ubisoft's long-standing collaboration with Nintendo. You know, from the DS to the Wii, and more recently for the impressive launch of the Switch. You know, it has always been, we have always been inspired by Nintendo and by all the great work you have been able to do.
そうですね本当にいつも UBI さんにはね協力いただいてありがとうございます
Yes, thank you very much for all the work that we've been able to do together over the years with Ubisoft.
もうほら出会ってから25年ぐらい経つんですよね
I mean, Yves, it's already been about 25 years since you and I first met.
で E3 とかに来るたんびに UBI さんのブースを僕は訪問してでビデオで撮ってもらって社内のビデオに登場したりしてましたね
And every year at E3, you're kind enough to invite me to your booth, and we get to take lots of pictures and videos, and I've even recorded messages for Ubisoft employees in the past.
そのたんびにねなんか UBI の開発の皆さんのすごい任天堂ゲーム愛みたいなものを感じてきました
So over the years, I've always felt the deep, heartfelt passion that Ubisoft developers have for Nintendo and its characters.
それは一方でね僕は同じ開発者としてライバルですからこう戦う姿勢で頑張ってきたんですけど
But on the other hand, because we're both software developers, we've also looked at each other as kind of rivals and tried to see who could make the best software.
けどまあイブさんからラビッツの人形をもらったりいろいろして僕の席の前にもラビッツがいっぱいあるんですけどもそういうラビッツのヒューモアはすごく理解してました
But of course, I've known the Rabbids characters for many years, and I have many Rabbids figures decorating my desk. And so I've always been a fan of the characters and their humor.
だから今回の話があった時にラビッツがどんなユーモアをこうゲームの中で見せてくれるかすごい楽しみにしてたんです
So since this project first started, I've been very excited to see what kind of humor the Rabbids could bring to the Mario world.
でただダビデさんに会った時にねダビデさんに一つだけお願いしたんです
So when I met Davide-san, who is the creative director of this game, yes. When I met Davide-san, I had just one condition for this project.
絶対こうジャンプするゲームとかそういうプラットフォームゲームじゃなくてマリオで今まで作ったことのないジャンルのゲームを作ってほしいとお願いしました
I said, whatever you do, don't try to make a jump game or a Mario platformer. Try to make a Mario game that has never been made before.
よかったですね
And it's great.
And I can tell you, it was an exciting, very exciting challenge for all our teams. And I think we've done something you will love. So, thank you very much for giving us the chance to perform on this game.
はい本当にこうヨーロッパで作るとこんなものができるのかとかねそれからUBI さんやっぱりアクションゲームをちゃんと作ってる会社なんでこう単性のストラテジーゲームというもののちゃんとこうテンポのいいゲームが出来上がりました
And so, of course, because the game is being made in Europe, it has a very unique flavor to it. And of course, Ubisoft is very good at making action games, but this game in particular has a great layer of strategy and tactics to it, but with a very good pace.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fresh, actually. So now let's welcome Xavier, you know, the producer of the game, and he will show us the game. So thanks again. Thanks again, Mr. Miyamoto.
Finally, we can talk about this project. So we've been working on this game for more than 3 years now, and to be at E3 today on this stage is just super exciting. So, what is this game exactly? So Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a tactical adventure exclusive for the Nintendo Switch, and let's check right away some gameplay. So the Rabbids have been teleported into the Mushroom Kingdom, and it made the world completely unstable and chaotic. So Mario, as a true hero, wants to save the day. But this time, with some new friends. And at first, they don't really know each other, but in the end, they will form this dream team that will potentially save the Mushroom Kingdom. And as the game is a turn-based tactical adventure game, combat is a really big part of the concept. So you'll fight wave after wave of rabbit that somehow turn bad. And what we see here is just the very beginning of the game, so it will be perfect to talk about the combat basics. So the two flags you see on the screen here is to tell you that this is a battlefield zone. So you'll switch from exploration mode to battle mode. The blue zone is your zone of movement, so you move anywhere you want in that zone. But you can also use battlefield ingredients, such as covers for protection. So Rabbit Luigi here using half cover or full cover. And we also have what we call team jump. So by jumping on your teammates, you can expand your zone of movement. So here, Rabbit Peach, using Mario, she's able to flank the enemy. So you can also attack the enemy behind that cover and expose them by destroying that cover, which is really interesting in terms of strategy because for the next turns, you'll be open for attacks. And last but not least, techniques. So from defensive ones, like Rabbit Peach shield boost, or offensive ones, like Mario's Hero Sight. He's able to attack the enemy even if it's not his turn, as soon as the enemy moves. So this is a very core aspect of the game itself. So you mix and match attack options, movement abilities, techniques, but we also have other ingredients such as pipes, rabbit pipes. So those give you a good move to flank the enemy. So here, for example, Rabbit Luigi goes into the pipe, out of the pipe, dash the enemy, goes for Mario, team jump, land behind the enemy in one single movement sequence, and then finish off the enemy. And what we see here is actually explosive cover. So those have many type of super effects, and this one was a push effect. So you can push heroes or enemies out of the boundaries. So again, this is just a glimpse into the basics of the game. And as you progress into the game, you have more tactic tools. You'll be able to do more combo setups. You'll be able to use different type of heroes, different type of weapons, in order to battle your way through the kingdom. Thank you. Thank you. And that's just a glimpse into the game itself. But first and foremost, this is a project done with passion, with our hearts. So it would not exist otherwise. So we just can't wait for you guys to try the game at E3 this week. For those who are not at E3, you'll see online coverage, videos, and surprises. So Have a great conference. Have a great E3. Thank you. Almost 10 years ago. Hi, I'm Ashraf Ismail, game director for Assassin's Creed Origins. I've waited a long time to say that. Almost 10 years ago, I, as many of you, fell in love with a game. That game took us to the Third Crusade. And we fell in love again when it took us to the Italian Renaissance. Over the years, this amazing series has taken us to the American Revolution, the French Revolution, Victorian London, and of course, to the Republic of Pirates. For the 10-year anniversary of Assassin's Creed, for our fans, for ourselves, and for all newcomers, we wanted to go back, very far back, to show how it all began. Since Black Flag, over the last 3.5 years, we have poured our energy, our talent, our passion into bringing the land of pyramids, pharaohs, and mummies to life, to bring ancient Egypt to life. Now, Egypt challenged us. It fundamentally challenged us to reinvent what it means to be Assassin's Creed. And over the next few days, you will see, play, and feel this reinvented experience. I am deeply honored and proud to be here representing the amazing work of a phenomenal team, and thrilled to finally be able to show you this beast we have been building. Without further ado, here is a taste of Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As an extra treat, let's check in with home base, where we're going to get a glimpse of what you'll see right after the UB conference.
Hey there, folks. Chris Waters here at the home base with Hanny Duong and Carl Lewitt, producer on Assassin's Creed Origins at Ubisoft Singapore. Carl's here to give us a look at the gameplay of the game. We're going to be entering the open world. We've got a ton more to show you, but Carl, kick it off. Give us a little taste here.
Open world of Egypt. This is the demo that we will be showing on the show floor here at E3. Bayek is riding into the Fayoum, one of the regions in Egypt, the most southernmost region. It's a beautiful area. We see we've come in from the desert, moving towards this Lake Moris. And let's have a little exploration around here using our Eagle, the scene.
It's sunny on the lake and it's sunny on the monitor here, but folks, this looks really good. It's running on an Xbox One X. We'll be giving you the gameplay feed after the show. We've got 30 minutes of that coming up, but let's see if we can see from a bird's eye view what Seinu is up to.
Yeah, so Seinu is looking into this military camp and tagging a few enemies here. After the show, we will infiltrate this camp and take it out either through stealth or combat or perhaps ranged weaponry.
All right, if you guys want to see more of this, be sure to tune in right after the conference. Chris and I and Carl here will be right here. Ash will be joining us as well. You won't want to miss it.
That 30 minutes live gameplay feed is coming up after the show, but for now, it's back to the stage and on with the excitement.
That's it for now. Thank you, thank you. So don't forget that you can watch this demo in its entirety after the conference, live stream from our home base. And for those of you here at E3, please come to the Ubisoft booth where you can live this new experience of Assassin's Creed. Thank you very much.
Piece of shit.
Driver with a promising career dominate off-road racing on his way to the top.
Our champion swerves around it brilliantly. Now that's the skill that wins no matter what the engine, no matter what the track. He is this season's undisputed motorsports champion, coming out of nowhere to rise to the top.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. 2 years back, the crew took the driving genre out there to the big, wide, open world of the USA. Thanks to our players, we have taken this iconic vision to the next level. They showed us what they liked and what they wanted to see in the futures. Now, it's time to take it way beyond driving. I am Stéphane Bellet, Creative Director. This is The Crew 2. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Here in the US, motorsports are louder, bigger, edgier than anywhere else in the world. Drivers and fans meet across the country and celebrate a common passion for all things motorized. Now's your chance to join in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Crew 2, home of Motor Nation. In the heart of the city, street racers prove their skills, skidding on rooftops, burning asphalt, and tuning their ride. Forge your own path off-road through the striking beauty of nature. Tame, unpredictable waves on the open ocean, rapid waters, or narrow rivers. Fearless pilots rule the skies, spin between buildings, through the clouds, among stunning, stunning perspectives. all across the country, high-octane contests await you. Take the lead on Modernation. You've had a glimpse of the Crew 2. Register now for beta access or play the demo at the booth. Experience TC2 for yourself. Enjoy the ride. Thank you.
We all started as one team. We all wanted to be superheroes for the same reason. You're a traitor, Tweak, and now you're with a group of super traitors. This was started by you. We aren't the ones who walked out of the fucking franchise, Mysterion. Why would the Freedom Pals help us? We send a spy, someone in our group who pretends to want to switch sides and join Freedom Pals. Somebody who they don't know very well. All that's fair in love and war, Freedom Pussies. You fucking animal.
You've got problems, new kid. Whatever you did last night got a lot of people's attention. Bad people. If you need information, just know you can rely on Call Girl.
Who the fuck is that? So I guess now any fucking asshole thinks they can be a superhero. We're gonna rip you apart. Dude, Mysterion is pissed at you, new kid. Hello, Toolshed.
Toolshed is a Gadgeteer class visionary archetype.
And a butt-fucking traitor.
Eric, you must listen to me.
Get out of my head, Timmy.
Your franchise is going nowhere. Face the truth, Eric. You guys are kind of douchebags.
He just called us douchebags in my mind.
He did?
Southpaw, the fractured but home.
Available October 17th.
There was a sort of synergy. We're looking to do something interesting in VR, and we've got this division, and you're looking to sort of bring that sense you have of storytelling and put that into the context.
And for the first time as a player, feel like you are in a movie.
That's a really big word for it. We want you to take off the gear.
There was this sort of synergy of, well, we're looking to do something interesting in VR, and we've got this division, and you're looking to sort of bring, you know, what sense you have of storytelling within, and put that into the context of VR.
You can, for the first time as a player, feel like you are in a movie.
That's a really good word for it. We want you to take off the gear and still feel unsettled.
Whilst working with Ubisoft, we stumbled across some fascinating research that had begun in the late 90s. Essentially, neuroscientists had figured out a way to upload brain data, trauma, emotions, memories, to the digital space. Now, we've gone and taken the next logical step, and with Ubisoft, we've recreated in virtual reality one such test subject. So we'd like you to come and join us and experience the Walter test case for yourself. Again.
What you're experiencing is a recorded consciousness. It's not like watching a movie, so no matter how real it may seem, it can't hurt you. You are completely safe. You are completely safe.
Building on the legacy of came up with something really, really unique. So I want you to see that and enjoy. And now, I'm happy to share a new surprise with you. Building on the legacy of one of our most popular worlds, the super talented teams of Ubisoft Singapore came up with something really, really unique. So I want you to see that and enjoy it. Thank you.
Men from all over the world sail the treacherous trade routes of the Indian Ocean. The riches in their holds fuel their dreams of power and fortune, while whetting the appetites of those they fear most. Pirates.
"120 days. That's how long the average pirate survived a lawless life on the seas during the golden age of piracy. I'm Justin Farron, the creative director for Skull and Bones. And this is your chance to not just survive, but to climb the food chain and surpass the legend of every pirate who ever sailed the high seas. Since bringing innovative naval combat to Assassin's Creed, we at Ubisoft Singapore have set out to bring you the ultimate pirate experience. A tactical action game where we take that naval combat to the next level, mastering the ocean and its winds at the helm of ships armed to the teeth. Skull and Bones takes place in a shared systemic world where you can sail solo or form a gang of pirates with your friends, and together terrorize the trade routes of the Indian Ocean. Season after season, you'll collaborate and compete with other bloodthirsty players, even execute ruthless betrayals in order to become the ultimate pirate kingpin. Now I'm proud to share with you the Loot Hunt, one of Skull and Bones' 5 versus 5 team-based PvP modes. Right on, right? We've just received intel that merchant convoys rich with treasure are sailing just off the coast of Madagascar. But beware, there are other pirates also looking to plunder the PvP disputed waters of the Indian Ocean.
The Procellus Shallows of Madagascar. Located on the cusp of a bustling trade route, it is the perfect place for an ambush. Here is our gang of pirates, the Raiders, going head-to-head with a gang of rival players, the Cutthroats. Victory goes to the team with the most loot at the end of the hunt.
Are we ready for a hunt?
Knowing how to sail with the wind is a pirate's most precious skill. Use the winds to increase your speed or to position yourself for tactical advantage in battle. To reap the most rewards, it is best to split up, some going inland, others keeping to the open sea. Each warship has unique strengths. The frigate's hull is reinforced, its arsenal equipped with numerous culverin cannons. The brigantine is devastating up close, with a battering ram designed to break any resistance. The sloop of war kills from afar, with its crippling long-ranged mortars and precise long 9 cannons.
Sail! Flying hostile colors! All sail! Ride the wind! All hands on deck! Position fixed!
Open fire!
Nothing will save you now! Brace for impact! Woo! Drown, you soggy nutmegs!
Don't let bloodlust cloud your purpose. You're here for the loot, and so are your rivals.
Store the goods, then back to your station.
The team that escapes with the most loot claims victory. Searching for more targets on the horizon, our sloop of war spots a rival pirate ship further inland. With its heavily reinforced hull, our frigate swoops in to save the day, bearing the brunt of the damage.
Another day, another victim!
Speed, Mr. Mercy! Vamos con todo!
Our gang of pirates is now taking aim at the frigate, and it will take team coordination to take her down.
Fuego! Hold tight, lad! That ship's badly damaged!
They are killing! We can take their ship!
With the enemy ship's broadside now vulnerable, our frigate rushes in to board her.
No water! Taste of blackened silver!
Fancy snorting some fish, miss! We've got pirate hunters!
It's the Rat Fleet! Man over! Rockets away!
Pirate hunters have been sent in, signaling the end of the hunt. They target the pirates with the most stolen loot.
Time to make our escape, Captain, or we are good for the news!
They're firing mortars! Full tilt, Silbo, full tilt!
The pirate hunter defenses are so strong that the only option is escape. The brigantine is sacrificing herself to buy time for the frigate, who carries the most loot. The frigate now needs to make its escape through the reefs.
Captain, let's make for the reefs!
Successful pirates know when to run. with their hulls full and the wind at their backs.
Thank you all very much. I'd like to invite you to play the Loot Hunt at the Ubisoft booth at E3. And please register for our live phases online. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, the world of Skull and Bones is one that evolves. When you act, it reacts.
That if I did not kiss the girls, my lips would grow a moldy. Way, ho, away, we'll haul away.
With somebody, I just wanna dance with somebody. It could be anybody. Tell me, are you that somebody? Don't matter who you are, just love me the way I just wanna dance with somebody. I just wanna dance with somebody. Ooh, with somebody. Hey!
Hey everyone, I'm BB Rexa, and Just Dance 2018 is out this October on all consoles. Bye!
You use it as a telephone. You use it as a camera. It's your music player, your flashlight, calculator, and GPS navigation device. But now, finally, the most high-tech company in the world has unlocked the mobile phone's true potential so that it can do what it was truly meant to do.
We are playing Cowboys and Indians. new kid, we need you to come play with us. Put on some cowboy shit and meet us outside. And bring your phone. Whoa, we're playing cowboys and Indians, dickhole. Inuits are technically Native Americans. This new kid puts me to shame. Rip these guys a new asshole, new kid.
Phone destroyer!
Atlas, jewel of the Pleiades. Nova took us to the stars. Atlas, jewel of the Pleiades. Nova took us to the stars. Each new world more incredible than the last. We had no idea what was waiting for us. The Legion. It consumes everything in its path. They've never used Starlink before. Go show them what it can do.
Okay, let's do this. Come on. I got it.
Chase, how's it going?
Breaking atmosphere. Let's even the odds.
Judd, we need to buy time for me to jumpstart the engine.
They are resisting ice barrage. Linking fire loadout.
We're up against impossible odds, but together we will adapt and overcome.
Hi, I'm Matt Rose, producer at Ubisoft Toronto. Like many of you, I grew up in the 80s, obsessed with sci-fi, animation, comics, and of course, all the really cool toys. At Ubisoft Toronto, we built a team with a dream of bringing those amazing childhood memories back to life for a new generation. Starlink Battle for Atlas allows you to take control of a team of star pilots in a massive, open, living star system, fighting to save Atlas from the Forgotten Legion. Build your custom starship, and then adapt to new challenges on the fly. Link extra armor and heavy weapons to take on a huge Legion Prime. Search for ancient secrets lost on the worlds of Atlas, or outrun outlaws through an asteroid field. Freedom is at the core of Starlink Battle for Atlas. Collect your way with both physical Starship collectibles and digital versions available, and even take your game on the go using the power of Nintendo Switch. Visit starlinkgame.com for more information, and stay tuned for many more surprises over the coming months. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Koutaz. I'm the studio director at Ubisoft Annecy. It's a pleasure for me to be back on stage after our announcement at E3 last year. And we have had since then a full year of support and continuous development of Steep. Since the very beginning of this project, we have been working with athletes and we have always been impressed by their passion and dedication. We learned how one champion spent 300 days a year on a trampoline to practice for that perfect landing. We learned how others make more than 6 million turns to practice for the 15 they have to race in competition. These athletes, they travel to the world to train with the best, to compete with the strongest, and to challenge themselves with the most experienced and skilled coaches. It's truly a level of passion and dedication that goes well beyond our everyday lives. And when you talk to the very best of these men and women, you realize that there is something they always have in back of their minds at all times. It's a dream that takes years of preparation for just one go at that unforgettable moment. This December, with our first Steep expansion, this is the journey you will take. Enjoy.
Child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. You'd lay awake and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Hi, my name is Dan Hay, and I'm the executive producer of Far Cry the brand, as well as the creative director of Far Cry 5. I'd like to introduce you to Hope County, Montana. Vast, beautiful, rugged. A place where people don't even lock their front door anymore. But that's how it used to be. Today, Hope County's been overrun by a fanatical cult. You find yourself trapped deep in cult territory, cut off from the rest of the world. They've closed the roads. There's no cell phone signal, no 911. People are fucking scared. I had to say it. And just up ahead, the small town of Falls End has been completely overrun. If you're gonna survive, you and your guns for hire are gonna need to save it. But to do that, well, you're gonna need to raise some hell.
We got piggies. Town looks like a war zone. Where do you want me? Water tower, got it. I'm in position.
For only then will you walk in the light of our Father and be delivered.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom.
Behind you.
Bang, 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 bang.
Gonna need more help.
I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off my feet.
Looks like you could use some help.
Boom, 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 boom.
Target
Bang,
a
bang,
fucking
bang, bang.
quad.
Boom, 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 boom.
Where's your master? I don't deal with domesticated.
Hey, the fuck? I ain't got no master, but I do have your little toy.
Show me the idol. Show me the Redeemer.
Here you go, mate.
Hey, G.
Yo, hand it over. I got a hot date who don't do late.
Monkey's got a date.
Chocolate pig.
What?
What? That's Swiss fucking chocolate, pig. Bon appetito.
I want every fucking cop in this fucking city after that fucking bastard!
Grab my
chassis, Noxie!
Easy peasy, bro.
Shit! Hang on!
Bang, bang, motherfuckers! Fuck me.
Damn! Do it!
It's about bloody time. Let's see what we've got. Moksha. Just as Yama described it. True freedom lies beyond.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to all the teams. Thank you. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to all the teams who worked very, very, very hard on creating all this world. Again, thank you to all these teams behind us. I want also to say thank you to Yves, with all my heart. Thanks, Yves, for making this happen. This is just amazing. And also, a special thanks to the fans of Beyond Good and Evil for sticking with us for so long.
About bloody time.
15 years. Almost.
In a distant solar system. So welcome to System 3. Our story takes place before the birth of Jade, in a multi-ethnic, multicultural human society in a distant solar system. It is a time when corporations create hybrids in their labs and enslave them to colonize the stars in order to compete for power and cosmic resources. With our crew of crazy and unforgettable characters, we fight in the name of freedom and the right to determine our own fate among the stars. And we will helm massive star-faring vessels through territories as spectacular as they are dangerous.
We've been working very hard just on the technology during 3 years. And today, we have a seamless online playground where we can travel across space at the speed of light. We can explore mysterious cities and discover unknown lands by ourselves or with friends. And we want you to participate in the making of this great adventure. Join our Space Monkey program. Today, and help us make Beyond Good and Evil a world that will challenge us and bring us together for thousand adventure, thrills, and fun. And please, Eve, just join us. This is. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. You know, Gabrielle and Michelle, you've done a fantastic job. It's amazing what you have been able to achieve, and you and I and all the teams have the power of creating games that will amaze all the gamers. And I think video games can help us to grow and to get better. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now, I would like to thank everyone here in the room and those who are watching us from home. Thank you for listening today, and thank you for playing our games. So to all the teams at Ubisoft, thank you for your incredible imagination and enthusiasm. All of us here, we wish you all a lot of fun playing games this year. So thank you very much, and have a great E3.
Okay, wait, look, most importantly, it's not a...
Wow, what an amazing press conference from Ubisoft there. A big reveal Beyond Good and Evil 2. Jeff Keighley back here with YouTube Live at E3. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot is actually driving over here right now to our set. His first interview with us live in just a few minutes, and a lot of those teams will be coming by. So we got lots of questions for him. I'm back with Danny, Rocco, Tina, and Jessica Chobot is also joining us now. Let's start with you, Chobot.
Yeah.
What do you think? There was some pretty cool news there.
Yeah, that definitely exceeded my expectations so far. I think this has been my favorite conference of the show.
I would agree.
I love the fact that they had the developers front and center and really celebrated them, and then showing them off as how like kind of a family they've become in our team. I love that, love that, love that. I also really, obviously, you know, the out there, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yeah, like, oh my God. I was pretty stoked for Far Cry 5, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm on board 110% for that game. That might be the game I'm actually most excited coming out at E3 so far.
Yeah.
I'm not really expecting anything to push that, but we'll see.
No, and it was a cool, you know, they did that trailer for that game, I don't know, probably like 8 years ago. And that was sort of felt like it was a CG thing. So I'm curious when he was here, like, how early is that in development? Like, I'm sure it's far off, but the fact that they teased it again, and it was also like, it was a really tight press conference, like just over an hour. Last year, Ubisoft was pretty bloated. It was like 2 hours long. I mean, Miyamoto opening the show, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and that new Ubisoft Toronto
I mean, I'm jumping
star.
on the hype train. I'm so for it. And I love the fact that Nintendo is finally unlocking their IPs for other people to play with, because I think that's just going to like open the door for so many cool games in the future with the characters that, you know, I grew up with. And now I can like have my son come play with me now too. So I'm just really happy overall with that performance. Yeah.
What'd you think, Tina?
Yeah, I mean, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is just the mic drop of the show for them.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, like, I don't think anyone was expecting anything of the Crew 2, but that looked pretty good.
Yep.
The Skull and Bones game also is basically like Assassin's Creed minus the, well, it's Black Flag minus the Assassin's Creed, which I think is what everyone wanted that game to be. So they had a couple stunners there for sure, and they did a good job this year.
Rocco, you got sort of a digital influence in there.
He's Gilmore. He's the new
letdown.
Letdown?
I thought it was a letdown.
Yeah.
I couldn't count one JRPG at all, and no Tobuscus. I mean, completely MIA. I feel like they haven't really lived up to what they did years ago, you know. And so I don't know.
kind of down.
I'm sad.
That's all right.
I mean, Beyond Good and Evil could be fun, but I just feel like without an influencer to tell me that it's fun, I don't really.
You don't know.
I'm,
Do it yourself.
yeah, I'm kind of like, what do I do with
You're
this?
lost. You're like,
Yeah.
someone to guide you through it all.
Yeah, I just could have used like, you know, the epic meal.
Speaking of which, my feet
Exactly.
are on fire.
Danny?
We are-
I can't tell you how many times I've come to E3 and asked when are they going to make a Mario XCOM game.
Yeah.
But finally, they've come good on that. I don't think, like, I was expecting it to be some sort of like party game mishmash thing, or like some, you know, throwaway, fun little thing you'll play for like a week. But they're making like a bona fide, like turn-based strategy game with Mario. Like, who came up with this?
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
and it seems like they're in depth. Miyamoto involved. Like that's pretty cool to have him out there, and it sounds like he's been collaborating with the team a lot on it. So yeah, front to back, a ton of news. We haven't. There was also that new Ubisoft Toronto IP Star.
Yeah.
Starflight? Was that what it was?
Starflight, I think.
Star.
Starlink?
Starflight, which
Snowman Skylander?
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
was- oh, nice.
Yeah,
All right.
just a little bit like that. So that's another new announcement. So Ubisoft pushing in a bunch of directions with two big games this year, Assassin's, Far Cry, and then you add in all those new titles. That was a lot of stuff, and I gotta say, by far, I think my favorite press conference so far in terms of, you know, they dropped some big bombs in terms of big news. So how would you guys, what grade would you give it, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was probably the best. Although this year does feel like this strange like interim year where there's a lot of like nothing going on and a lot of sequels and stuff. I think what I like about Ubisoft is they have this like incredible breadth for a developer of their size. Like they even have sports games like Steep.
Yep.
And you know the fan
South
favorites.
Park,
Right, two South Park games, a mobile game coming out as well. So yeah, I thought I enjoyed it a lot. It was pretty much like all the staple of stuff that you'd expect from Ubisoft with a couple of nice little
so what grade would you
things. Like, are we talking one upgrades like A's, B's, C's?
Yep,
Can I get out of 10?
ABCs.
Yeah, give it a B+.
B+. Rocco, what kind of grade would you give it?
I'm gonna go D. Just Dance was cool, so I give him a couple points, and then it's coming to the Wii, which is that was unexpected. That was the biggest surprise for me. But still no Cold Fear 2. We keep coming back every year, and they're not really, you know. So, B for me.
Tina?
Well, with the combination of the big surprises and some of those random other surprises too, like Elijah Wood's VR game.
Oh, Tina's gonna go higher.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a Black Mirror episode, a very specific one, if you've seen it. But with those things considered and docking it a little for Just Dance, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go against your opinion there, but I'll give it like an A-. That was really great.
A-, yeah, all right. Jabba?
Yeah, I'm fully jumping onto the hype train for this one, especially compared to everything else up to this point at E3. So I'm gonna give it, and with how like you had said, how the breadth that they hit everything and like made sure that all the consoles have something good coming towards them, I'm gonna give it an A.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Full on A.
Because
Now, I gotta
don't
say,
give a fuck. That's why.
No, it was
An
like,
A.
you think of how many games they announced here, especially compared to, you know, EA. I mean, EA had Anthem, but they didn't have so many other games. Xbox, you know, didn't really have any new first-party stuff to talk about. There were some big new announcements. Gets me excited for what Sony might have tonight.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
games out.
I am dying out of curiosity
They always
right now.
have incredible games and hopefully a couple cool surprises. All right, well, thank you so much, guys. We are going to find out what you guys thought online. Melanie Mack, what are people saying using the hashtag YouTubeE3?
Thank you, Jeff. I am so excited, and I have to apologize to you guys in advance if I'm a little shaky because I'm still hyperventilating a little bit from Beyond Good and Evil 2. It has been so long, and we wanted this so bad, so thank you so much, Ubi. I remember playing back on the GameCube, so it's like, it's here. It's finally happening. So with it being a prequel, too, it's like, whoa. I saw everybody in chat, and I was right along with them thinking, wait, what's going on? I don't see Jade. This is Beyond Good and Evil, right? I mean, they wouldn't have another pig character, right? And it's like, yes, they delivered. But of course, there were a lot of other games and a lot of other things to talk about, so I've got to compose myself and start talking about these things. So right here, Dragon Sparto. Super excited. Says, what a time to be alive. Miyamoto right there. Rabbids and Mario. How epic is that? And then the Just Dance. Ubisoft E3 right now. That was great. That was great seeing that panda, and they're like, wait, I look away from the screen for 3 seconds, and now there's a dancing panda bear. I thought it was epic. It was great. And then right here, have they actually just ripped the exact same sea chants from Assassin's Creed into this. Now that's interesting with Skull and Bones. I think it looked awesome. I thought the female captain was pretty bad, I gotta say that. But, you know, back in the day with Assassin's Creed 3 when they first brought us the naval battles, I did some demoing back then for Ubisoft with that, and they kept telling me, like, don't ram into the ships, you want to shoot them with the cannons. And it's like, okay, fine. But yeah, so many people really enjoyed those naval battles, so it made sense for them to actually make a game with that, so I think it's pretty rad. So, right here, we have, seriously though, is running on Black Flag engine. The gameplay looks identical. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. And so far, Ubisoft has impressed me. They are having a strong conference with very little awkward moments. That's right. Awkward moments are fun, though. You know, you can't hate on all awkward moments. So it says, I'm freaking out. Oh my God, I can't. Holy Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm crying.
Down in the sea, which I wish I could do.
I agree. All right. Well, the hype is real. We're all excited. Please make sure you're sending me your tweets. Use hashtag YouTubeE3. I want to see them all. Back to you, Jeff.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks very much, Melmac. It seems like people online were excited as well by Ubisoft. So great job to them. And Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot will be with us shortly. But right now, I'm joined by my good buddies Tim Schafer and Greg Rice from Double Fine Productions, looking very stylish.
Thank you. We decided to go all red and with a pillow.
So you blend into our set.
Exactly.
All
Camouflage.
Yes. So we are so excited to talk to you guys about all the things that Double Fine is doing. You guys have done such a great job in terms of tapping to the fan community with Amnesia Fortnite and other projects. But one I know that you were talking about last week a little bit to the backers, and I know you're going to tell us a bit here, is Psychonauts 2. We announced at the Game Awards a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You guys are deep into development of that. Everything that I've seen so far, visually and everything, just gets me really excited. So how far are you into developing the next Great Rods adventure?
Right in the middle of production, we have a new Raz that we released to our backers and showed them some of his new moves and new look.
Yes.
He's got a new outfit. And yeah, we're developing some of the first, still early, and then we're making our first few brains. You know, Psychonauts is a game about going into people's heads, and so it's one crazy brain after another. So we're just doing the first few ones of those and doing his new powers and new abilities, and we'll be sharing that along the way with our backers as we go, but anyone can look at our Fig page and see all the new stuff.
I know, you guys, working with Fig, working with Starbreeze, lots of people involved, Greg, in bringing this to life. If folks are interested in kind of following the journey of Psychonauts 2, where can they go? What can they do?
They can look at our Fig page.
Fig.co, at Double Fine. Twitter is pretty active usually, but we're a ways off. We've got still some time, but we'll be showing more.
Years to go.
People can still follow the campaign. They can still back it. There's Slacker backers now, so that people can join up.
Slacker backers.
Yeah. We still
finally
have that.
got on the train.
Yeah. We still have some slots open in our summer camp.
Yes.
The high backer level has some slots in the summer camp.
Oh, is that one of the backer slots?
Yeah, you can come to summer camp with us. We're all going to go to summer camp together.
Like friendship bracelets.
I'm not saying, but there's some open slots.
I was going to say, maybe I should jump in. So
Yeah.
really, where do you guys go to camp?
We gotta figure that out.
You're looking for a really good place. Yeah, somewhere.
This summer, though.
No, it's a couple years off probably. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Launch celebration. All right. We are excited to hear more about Psychonauts 2 as you guys continue to develop that. But what I love about Double Fine, as I said, is that you guys are, helping other folks publish their games now. Really kind of awesome how you're kind of tapping into the indie community. And I know one title that you guys have been working a lot with is Knights and Bikes.
Rex,
Media Molecule, a lot of the creativity that you saw in a lot of Media Molecule games. Rex was one of the key guys there, and now he's built this incredible-looking game, Knights and Bikes, right?
Yeah, Rex and Muyu at Foam Sword doing this amazing game that, like Psychonauts, a lot of it is about remembering your favorite things from childhood and then making them really fantastical. This is you're actually fighting swords, but it's about bikes and knights. There's and a goose, a magical goose.
No.
And it's a cooperative action adventure where you are exploring this kind of town based a lot of on Rex's childhood memories of
Cornwall.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, again, like everything that he does, the art style is so unique and different, and that's what I love about the games that you guys are helping publish.
And this one, it has a lot to do with co-op. Like your powers are better together. One player can make a puddle, and the other player can smash it and spread water all over. And so it's a really fun game to play with somebody. But you can also play it online.
Yeah. Online matchmaking.
Online matchmaking as well. All right, well, that's very cool. So this is a game that obviously they're working on. And how does Double Fine get involved? You sort of help them sort of, bring it to life and market it and promote it? Or how does
Yeah,
it
it's like one of the things, we've been around for 17 years, and we know how to talk to, platform holders, publishers, all the different parts about getting a game in front of someone's eyes, and letting people know about it. Because there's so many games these days. If you look at all the games released on Steam, there's so many, like rising above all that. We just want to help some of the games that we really think are very special get to the most people possible. So we see a game like Knights and Bikes or Ooblets, we just want to shout about it and help them become in front of
Good Samaritans.
Yeah. We have been financing games too, so Knights and Bikes and Ooblets are partially financed by us, so that's kind of the new thing we've been doing recently. But it's nice that a lot of these small teams are popping up and don't need too much on the scope of things for something like a traditional publisher. So it's easier for us to kind of swoop in and help out.
Swoop in.
Yeah.
Swoop in, help out. So Double Fine right now, you guys at one point had 3 or 4 teams working on a bunch of stuff. What can you tell us now about, is a significant part of the team working on Psychonauts 2? What else are you working on?
It's our biggest project for sure. A lot of people on that. We also have another team, the team that we've been doing some of those remasters, like Full Throttle remastered. Just shipped that, and Headlander and that group, is another team at Double Fine. So we're still doing multiple things, but definitely Psychonauts is the biggest thing we've done in a long time.
So more secret projects. Are you going to do more remasters? You've almost got through a lot of your games, but there's many more to go, right?
The only ones we have plans for right now.
We did all of the Tim-led LucasArts games now, but we'd love to do more. Yeah.
And that seems like those. I was a huge fan, obviously, growing up of those titles and all those old LucasArts adventures. Have you found that the audiences is it a new audience coming to those? Is it old, people that played them want to play them again? I mean, they seem to be doing well, right?
Yeah, it's definitely both. I mean, they've been more successful in their remaster than they were in their first run. Like Grim Fandango did better this time than last time.
That's amazing. But it's it shows how much gaming has grown around the world.
Yeah,
more people have access to it. And it's also way more platforms now.
And people playing with their the parents who remember the game, playing with their kids. Like I played adventure games with my parents. My dad would help me with puzzles and stuff. So you see a lot of that going on.
That's so cool. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you guys are allowing people to kind of experience those games again. And that's what's great about Xbox making first Xbox games work now. It's like there's so many games from history that get lost because people don't have the systems to play them anymore. And now that we can go back and play Grim or all those type Full Throttle, it's great stuff. Another title we want to talk about that you're working on is Oblets, right? Tell us about that.
Ooblets. Because you remember you say ooh when you see it. Ooblets. As you can see, it's adorable.
Yes.
This is a game with a little bit of Pokemon, a little bit of Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, I played this at the Judges' Day.
A little Harvest Moon. Yeah, you got into the wild. You meet other ooblet creatures.
Yep.
You can have your ooblets fight other ooblets, and you can earn seeds that you can then farm and grow food for your ooblets or grow new ooblets to collect. And then you can also outfit your house in any way you want. There's a lot of customization. Your character you can customize. And so it's got that. She starts with a little making friends.
An ooblet. Ooblets everywhere. All right, and this game, when is it coming out?
2018.
Next year, Xbox and PC. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, it's what is so great about the industry now is that so many different styles of games released in different ways and scratch different itches. It's exciting to see what you're doing at Double Fine, and tomorrow we're really excited because you're going to be on stage over at the E3 Coliseum, you and Jack Black in conversation.
Oh my God.
I know, tomorrow
no one
night.
told me about that. That's terrifying.
It's going to happen tomorrow night, and we'll be streaming that live on YouTube as well, so it's fun.
Is he going to be armed with a flamethrower this time?
Maybe. That old CGA day, Tim Schafer, he was a big fan. And yeah,
of course, I'm going to be pulled on stage by Chariot Full Goddess. That's what I come to expect. That's in my rider.
I can't spoil.
Must exceed previous sensational
There's pyro, there's flying rigs, lots going on tomorrow at the E3 Coliseum.
I just want to be armed with the matching whatever Jack has. Well, it's got to be a fair fight.
We have a lot on work to do tonight.
You say Coliseum, I assume this is to the death.
There are tigers, there's animals. Wait until you see the Coliseum tomorrow. We'll stream that live on YouTube as well, so it'll be great to see you and Jack there at the Coliseum. And thanks for stopping by, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. All right, Tim and Greg from Double Fine. We have so much more coming up to tell you guys, including all the Ubisoft game developers. They'll be with us. But right now, we're going to head on over here to talk about another classic franchise from my youth, Sonic. And I'm here with Aaron from Sega. Good to see you, Aaron. How's everything?
Things are well.
And we're going to talk about all things Sonic. Now, there are 2 Sonic games coming out. Sonic Forces and Sonic
That's right.
Mania. So where should we start?
Let's start with some Sonic Forces. We're
Okay.
actually going to go ahead and play the game live. I'm going to play for you while we tell you about the game. So, some of the magical controller.
Some of the magic.
All right, let's do
real
it.
gameplay.
Okay, so we're going to start off. Sonic Forces is a game with 3 unique gameplay styles. First of which is the modern Sonic gameplay. We'll start with that right now. So playing as modern Sonic, we've kind of evolved and inherited a lot of the things that fans and critics alike said they liked about 3D Sonic. Stuff like Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations. So by collecting wisps, like the boost meter in the bottom left there fills up, and now by holding down the boost button, we can go through at a pretty blazing speed, just like in Generations or in previous Sonic games, like Sonic Unleashed. So it's kind of an evolution of what people said was the best about those 3D modern Sonic games, what they liked the most.
Yeah. Any Shadow in this game?
Will you see Shadow? That's a good question. There's actually kind of an all-star cast of Sonic characters returning. Most of them making cameo appearances. There's Knuckles up there in the top right.
What about Shadow?
You really like Shadow, don't you?
Can you confirm Shadow?
I'll say stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, we didn't get the Shadow exclusive. Damn it.
Oh,
all right.
yeah. Jeff Keighley, Shadow fanboy. I had no idea, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. So, anyways, it looks obviously incredibly fast. What people like from Sonic, but also very playable, and very cool that you guys are doing an old school but new school Sonic game, which is great. When is this one going to come out?
This one's coming out in holiday of this year.
Okay.
And the game itself is, we talked about, it's a little bit like Generations, and you can kind of see that here. We're going into the more 2D side-scrolling style, some rail grinding that started back in like Sonic Adventure 2, and it's kind of evolved with the series. And this is only one of 3 gameplay styles. I'm going to go ahead and show you.
Oh, wow.
Another one. Let's take a look. So next we'll take a look at Classic Sonic. We've got a boss fight to show off in Classic Sonic, so we'll do that real quick. Now, Classic Sonic, a lot like Sonic Generations, if people play that game and loved it, very similar to that. And this one starts in Green Hill Zone with the villainous Dr. Eggman here to fight us. A little throwback to an old Sega Genesis boss fight. But instead of a wrecking ball, now he has a saw blade. What we're going to try and do is dodge that saw blade and get around and hit him.
Not easy to demo and talk.
Demoing and talking.
Good job, Aaron.
They tell you it's a little tricky. Let's see here. All right, we got it so far. So you think, oh, cool, we beat the boss. There's a little twist, and this is the Egg Dragoon.
Oh, wow.
It's a very different boss. So we wanted to kind of add a lot into Sonic Forces that people hadn't, seen before, weren't expecting, and that's where the Egg Dragoon shows up here. And now we've got a
true boss fight.
That's right. It wouldn't be a true boss fight without at least like 4 phases, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, the team that's developing this is being done in Japan?
That's right. This is Sonic Team in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's the same people that brought you Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, right? And they've taken a lot of the fan feedback and really evolved it and made this game. Now, of course, there is a third gameplay style we're going to talk about in a second that's very different, and that's the thing that's brand new to Sonic Forces.
Are you going to beat the boss? That's the question. I don't think it may not happen today.
I think I'm going to hit him one more time. All right, cool. And now, for the sake of time.
He would have beat him. Don't worry.
Believe in me, please.
Yes.
Now, we're going to go ahead and show you guys the third gameplay style. This is the custom character gameplay style. We're calling it here the Avatar stage. In Sonic Forces, players get to create their very own character through the game, and it shows up in the cutscenes. You can customize it both with accessories and wisp-ons, which are like what we use to platform and attack. I'm going to use the burst here. So we're going to take a look at a level with that, and I'll show you guys how it works. We've got some random characters here, but you can customize and accessorize your own character however you want. 7 different animal types to pick from. Each has different abilities. All right, by holding the trigger button, I can activate the offensive ability of that, which in this case is a flamethrower.
Why not?
Because why not?
Mario can have a gun, anything can happen.
It's been a crazy E3 this year.
I know.
A lot's happening this year. So I'm going to try not to get squashed. There we go. And in addition to just using it for offense, we can actually use it to platform too. So depending on what we pick, we can adjust it. In this case, I'm going to grab that capsule there, just as from Sonic Colors.
Yep.
Now by pushing, let's see the meters filled up in the bottom left there. Now I can use this to platform and kind of launch myself into the air. And by collecting more of those as I go through here, I can just keep refilling it. And if I'm good enough, right, we can get those red star rings, that's a collectible, as well as other things and secrets hidden throughout the game. Lots of different paths to take. Sonic games typically have 3 different paths, right? An upper, a middle, and a lower path.
You are just destroying things with that flamethrower.
It's a little broken. Hopefully they don't nerf it by the time the game comes out. I quite like this one. That's a good sample, I think, of Sonic Forces. Again, 3 different gameplay styles, Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, your own custom character. It's coming out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Oh, wow. All right, so it's just them out there. But you talked about Classic Sonic. There is an even more classic Sonic.
Yes, yes, there is.
Sonic Mania, right?
That's right, and I
So
think.
tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we'll have some footage that will show up magically on the screen here in a second.
Okay, and we'll talk about that one. So that
do it.
is, this is total classic Sonic.
Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Tell
So
us about this. The old school style, but it's still new, new gameplay, right?
So this is really special. This is a game that is actually being developed by indie developers in partnership with Sega. It's one of the first times Sega has ever done that. And the cool thing about it is it's being developed by fans who really appreciate and love what classic Sonic was. You can see that in the work they're doing. It's Christian Whitehead, who made all the mobile remasters of Sonic 1 and 2 and CD. Simon Tomley, who worked with them on some of those. The team at Pagoda West. Even the musician, actually, his name is T. Lopes, is a huge fan of Sonic and has done remixes for years.
Wow.
This game is a 2D throwback. It's really the ultimate celebration of past and future. So it's a lot of things you've seen before. Like this is Green Hill Zone 2, but that boss that we just saw there, that was the final boss from Sonic 2 showing up in the first level.
Wow.
This is Chemical Plant, Act 2, and people will be like, wait, I don't remember this in Chemical Plant, and that's because this was never there in the original. And what we're showing off here are new elements and new mechanics that didn't exist in the past games.
Wow, this is cool. So fans working on it. How long have they been at work on this?
Man, it's been a little while now, and they started it about, I think, a year and a half ago. We announced it last year at our party in San Diego, and everyone kind of went crazy for it. We were super excited for it too, and now watching the game come together, watching all the hard work they're putting in is great. We do have the 3 playable characters, of course. We've got Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. So if you're like me and you had a little brother or sibling growing up and you're like, I really wanted to play Sonic and Tails co-op mode, you can do that again in Sonic Mania 2.
Wow. Well, there's a lot going into this, and it's so cool that you guys are collaborating with fans to bring this to life. So it's sort of a virtual development. They're all kind of working at home on it?
That's right. They're all working very hard on it. There's a team in Seattle. It's Pagoda West. A lot of people there. There's Christian, who I think is working from Australia as he works hard on this, and we're so stoked for this. And this is also coming out on pretty much every platform, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. But this one's coming out on August 15th. And
wow, this summer.
That's right.
Okay.
We're like months away, and so we're all super stoked. The pre-order just went live for it. So we're so excited.
I feel like, you guys have put a lot of care into sort of bringing back this Sonic. I mean, not that it never went away, but it's sort of like, a lot of things going on. 2 games this year. I know there's a film that's going to come out at some point.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything about that film, but yes, there is a film. It's a good time for Sonic, and the last couple of years, a lot has really changed for Sonic. From everything that we've done with the games and kind of the different direction we've taken on social media, and all of that has been kind of this new push for him, and so we hope fans are very excited.
All right, well, it is great to hear about all things Sonic, Aaron. Thank you for
Thank you
stopping
so
by.
much. Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing that. And we got so much more of YouTube Live at E3 coming up. We've got Yves Guillemot coming up. We've got Eric Hirschberg, the CEO of Activision. Mark Cerny will be here to talk about NAC 2. And, of course, it will all lead up to the PlayStation press conference that is happening tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern from the Shrine Auditorium. We'll bring that to you live in 4K Ultra HD right here on YouTube. And Sony always puts on a great show. They've got some incredible games that we're excited to see. So you'll check that all out with us, hopefully right here on YouTube. But for the next couple hours, we've got more games. And let's head on over back to the lounge right now, because I'm going to be joined by Maximum Games executive producer Derek Neal, who's here to walk us through their upcoming title, as his shirt says, Extinction. Hey, Derek, how are you?
I'm doing great. Pleased to meet you, Jeff.
Pleased to meet you. So tell us a bit about Extinction. This is a medieval fantasy world. We've got some footage to talk us through it, but yeah, tell us about Extinction.
Yeah, so as you say, Extinction is set in a medieval fantasy world, and it's been invaded by this giant army of otherworldly monsters called the Revenant.
Okay.
And these things are not normal. They are 150 feet tall, and they are absolutely hell-bent on destroying all of humanity, wiping them off of the face of the planet. And they do so in an organized, systematic way.
Yep.
They're accompanied by their minions, which, as you can see here in the trailer, are attacking people. And you play as this guy, Avil, who is the last of an ancient order known as the Sentinels, who are warriors that are equipped with the skills and the weapons and the talents necessary to be able to take down these really hulking, enormous foes.
Okay. So this is trailer. Are you showing gameplay at E3, or are we just saying first look at it?
Yeah. So actually, I'm excited to announce that today we have our first ever gameplay reveal for you here.
Oh, cool.
On YouTube Live at E3.
Oh, we don't have to wait. I was like, we have to wait till later, but we're going to actually show gameplay here.
We are. We're actually going to show gameplay here. And one of the main things, one of the first reactions that people got here you go. So this is now cutting to actual gameplay.
Okay.
One of the first reactions that we got from people seeing the trailer was, wow, the trailer's really cool, it looks awesome, but that's not really what the game is like.
That's what I was gonna. I was about to beat you up, saying like, "Where's the game?" And just like that, it happens.
I'm excited to announce that that trailer is exactly what the game is like.
Wow.
You parkour through the cities, you fight the monsters, you fight, dismember, and destroy the ogres. Everything is completely destructible, all of the environments. The gameplay emphasizes high-speed traversal through the environment. You can run on and cling on everything, run horizontally, vertically along walls, along enemies, ogres, everything, bounce off of objects in the environment. You can air dash through the sky, and he can use his whip like a grappling hook to pull himself around. Actually, when he does that, time slows down, giving him a chance to kind of plan his next move. So here you can see Avil fighting against some of the ogre's minions in the real-time skill-based combat that we've got. He has the ability to cancel his attacks into a variety of different kinds of moves, including launchers, backslams, AoE attacks, dodges, powerful rune strikes. And actually, the combat in this game has been designed by the guys at Iron Galaxy, who are famous for their work on fighting games like Killer Instinct and Street Fighter III Third Strike Online Edition and Dive Pit. Yeah. So one of the things that we're really excited about is that when you're fighting these giant ogres, you are really fighting these giant ogres. The environments are completely destructible, and so are the ogres. You can dismember them, you can destroy their armor.
This big ogre, I can even take off limbs.
Yes,
like that?
absolutely,
Really?
and you'll see some of that in just a second. You can climb all over him with all of those traversal options we showed earlier. So here you go, he's going to destroy this piece of armor, and now he's going to be going for the leg here shortly. You'll see your first ogre dismemberment here as he falls down. But in a lot of games, when you fight giant monsters like this, you don't really get to fight them, right? Instead, it's more of an abstraction. So for example, they might have an HP bar, and then as you hack at their toe, their HP goes down, and then eventually they fall over dead. Or maybe you're just you're doing a quick time event or something, pressing buttons at certain cues to make predefined animations happen. That is not the case here. This is actual real-time skill-based combat against these guys. And the way that you know that you're winning the fight is you're actually destroying their armor, hacking them into bits, and ultimately trying to take them down. So here, after taking off his arms so he can't really defend himself, we're going in for the kill strike, and we're going to see our first ogre decapitated.
Ogre decapitation.
Yep.
E3. Look at how. Where's the head? The head didn't fall down. It just disappeared.
The head disappeared and then the body fell down.
Okay.
Now, actually, this.
Why can't the head fall down?
Well, so actually, Avil absorbs the bits of the ogre that he chops off and turns them into his energy that he then uses to kill other ogres. So what you'll see is these parts of his arm disintegrating, the head disintegrating, things like that, as he absorbs them into his rune blade.
Okay.
So yeah, what you're seeing here is a different ogre with some different skills and equipment.
Can't see no more.
Sorry?
Ogre can't see no more. He's got
yeah. He's got his eyes covered up by this helmet. And this one's actually wearing a collar which has to separately be removed. You can see that while you're fighting the ogres, you also have to contend with their minions, which knock you down, try to take you off of them. And but this time, Avil's in a rush, so he's not able to protect himself, kill all the minions first.
Right.
So he's going for the kill shot here. And you'll see the second ogre drop and fall.
Oh, wow. All right.
And of course, in this game, 2 ogres is not the end of it. The ogre horde is endless and keeps coming and coming, and things are bleak for humanity. It's Avil's job to save as much as possible, but the reason the game is titled Extinction is because the war is not going particularly well from humans. And so victory at the end is measured in how many lives you can save, as opposed to this idea that maybe you could ever win and stop it.
So as we go through this environment, how often are we going to see ogres? Like, is it
all the time?
All the time. Okay.
Yeah, all the time. So the ogres are coming in hordes, different varieties and hordes with different weapons, armor, skill, things like that. Every one is its own unique challenge, requires different strategies and tactics to take down. Depending on exactly what the situation are, you may also be able to use parts of the environment to your advantage, climb up tall buildings, launch yourself off of ramps, take advantage of cranes and other moving objects in the environment to move yourself around dynamically in order to evade their strikes. One thing I should mention is that this game is, like I said, the combat is very realistic, in which I mean if you get hit by one of these ogres, you're just dead. One hit and it's over, you die. We do have respawn, so the mission's not completely over, but the way that you stop that is you actually have the ability to slow down time when you're fighting against these ogres. So when you're using your whip, which functions as a grappling hook, or when you're charging up your rune strikes, time slows down, and so you can actually see this ogre's coming in for this massive hammer blow, and then you can dodge it, get out of the way.
Wow. Now, as you sort of play through this environment, obviously there are these big battle moments. When you're not in battle against an ogre, what does the combat look like against other?
So the combat that's not against the ogres is against the ogres' minions. And
Okay.
so that's what we were showing off earlier. You have a whole bunch of different attacks that you can chain together in all sorts of various ways. But one of the main things that you're doing when you're not fighting either the ogres or their minions is saving people. So each of the levels is decked out with tons of refugees that are scattered throughout the level. And one of your objectives are to save as many of them as possible. And the ogres are going to keep coming, their minions are going to keep coming, and it's all a question of how many people you can get to safety.
All right. Well, it looks really cool. You know, people love big-scale combat, and know you said Iron Galaxy has a great history of doing a lot of fighting games. When will we get to see more of Extinction? When's it coming out?
So the game itself is coming out early next year, Q1 2018. And you know, stay tuned. Go to extinction.com. Follow @ExtinctionMG on Twitter to keep up with the latest updates. We'll have a lot more stuff rolling out shortly.
All right. We appreciate you bringing by a first look at Extinction. We can't wait to see more. And thanks for stopping by.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, man. All right. Well, we've got a lot coming up on YouTube Live at E3. The PlayStation press conference is coming up tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll expect lots of news from PlayStation and their third-party partners there. And then, of course, afterwards, we've got lots of great stuff. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot will be joining us shortly to talk about their press conference and Assassin's Creed Origins. A lot of the big news, including Beyond Good and Evil 2. He'll be with us shortly. He's making his way over from the press conference. Then later today, Lawbreakers. Cliffy B will be with us for a world-exclusive look at that. We've got a lot of YouTube's biggest names weighing in on all things E3, including iJustine and Nadeshot. We'll go behind the scenes of Call of Duty World War II. And also, after the PlayStation press conference, we've got all the developers coming by live to tell you about what's revealed on stage. Stay tuned for all that live in 4K Ultra HD right here on YouTube. And right now, I'm joined by Activision CEO Eric Hirschberg. Eric, great to see you as always.
How you doing, Jeff? Good to
great
see you.
Great to see you, man. So this is a big E3 for Activision.
It is.
And we are very excited because I'm sure hopefully tonight we'll be hearing lots about what you guys are doing with both Destiny and Call of Duty.
Have to wait and see.
We'll see, but I know it's you guys have a great partnership with PlayStation, and we're excited about what you're going to be doing at E3. First of all, I wanted to ask you about E3 in general, because this year is a landmark year for E3. People watching this know we do the show every year, but the fans get
the fans coming in this year,
right? And you guys are going to have a lot of playable stuff for fans at the booth.
We are. It's a great. First of all, I think that gamers make all game events better, and we've been kind of on that thought process for a long time, all the way back to our first Call of Duty XP in 2011. I think when if you just do things to the trade or for journalists, it's one thing. When you see the passion of the fans, good or bad, it just makes the energy that much more explosive. And this is an interactive medium. The fans are a part of our finished product. It's a unique art form in that capacity. So I think having the fans here is just going to electrify the whole thing. And it's a good year for that to be happening for us because we've got playable content on Destiny, playable content on Call of Duty. Thousands of people are going to be able to get their hands on our games in the booth, so we're really excited.
Yeah, let's start with Call of Duty World War II. I think you have announced that multiplayer will be a big part of the story here at E3,
Which is only the second time we've ever had multiplayer at E3 playable, and the first time was Black Ops 3, which turned out pretty well. And the team at Sledgehammer is doing a great job. Our entire Call of Duty team globally is doing a great job on this game. We're so excited about it, and that return to the boots on the ground, the gritty, authentic, human scale combat in multiplayer. That's just what we wanted to lead with here at E3. It's looking great. We're going to be revealing our global reveal multiplayer trailer this week, so you'll see that, and I think people are going to be pretty excited about it. I know I am.
Well, and Call of Duty's got a great reaction so far, and that's a franchise that I know you think about a lot. Every year there's a new Call of Duty. And I think one of the things,
it's a unique challenge.
The fans, as you said, it's a challenge, and sometimes you take a risk, you go somewhere, and then fans, want you to pivot a different way. Tell me about, the challenge with that is obviously you're thinking years and years ahead with this because you've got 3 studios, 3-year cycles. So I mean, I even remember with Black Ops when they wanted to push in a different direction and then go a little in the future, and there's always this healthy tension, and now you guys are kind of rolling things back to where it began, and people are really inspired by that. But how great reaction to this. So how does that inform what you're doing next year or the year after? Or how do you plan this out? Because it's really hard.
I think Call of Duty is a unique challenge anywhere in popular culture for something that's been on the top of the charts and it's industry for this many years in a row on an annual basis. It's a fairly unique challenge and a privilege. And as you mentioned, we make these games on a 3-year cycle. That means you have to kind of put a little bit of a finger in the wind and see where you think the zeitgeist is going to be at that time. And as you mentioned, when Black Ops 2, we took the franchise into the near future for the first time. That opened up tons of freshness and new experiences for our fans. Yeah. And one of the things that I think we've had success with in Call of Duty is being, kind of widening the guardrails and allowing our developers to really get creative and put their creative thumbprint on each game that we make while still making sure it feels like a Call of Duty game. Now, that said, sometimes you come out with a game where it's not on point with what's happening in culture or what's happening in the zeitgeist at that particular moment, and that 3-year cycle, which has so many advantages in terms of the additional polish and the additional experimentation and iteration time. Sometimes it cuts both ways. But this year, I think we've got the right game at the right time, being made by the right team. We felt 3 years ago when we greenlit it that it was time to go back to our roots and time to bring Call of Duty back to that. Like I said, there's a human scale, there's an authenticity, there's a grit, there's a sense of vulnerability with that boots on the ground gameplay, and also a historical event that really happened. And the team has done an amazing job of really honoring the geographies, every playable level, every playable map. They all are real life environments, and it's got a real authenticity to it that's electrifying.
I wanted to ask you about the idea of Call of Duty game coming out every year. There's a lot of talk now about games as services in the industry, these live service games. A company like Blizzard is a great example of building content on games that may Overwatch will continue with more content. Call of Duty, you've been on this sort of yearly cycle, and that's sometimes challenging because you have different multiplayer fan bases moving between one to the next. As you look further out in blue sky about where a franchise like Call of Duty goes, where do you see it going? Do you still see sort of the yearly regimen, or does there come a time where multiplayer becomes a separate experience that lives across multiple years?
Well, it's like you helicoptered into meetings that we have inside of Activision all the time. I think that it's it's something we talk about all the time. I think right now we do have the right model because the advantages to the games as a service, as you talked about, are clear. But the advantages to an annual re-engagement event where you bring real innovation and real freshness and real new news can bring masses of people back to a franchise that may have churned out as well. So I think that I would argue that there's different ways to get to a service and get to a community, and Call of Duty actually has a pretty consistent percentage of its fans that migrate from each game year to year to year, and then there's new fans that we bring in every year too. So if they're coming from last year's game to this year's game, if they're playing and they're having a good time, even if some of them decide to go back to a previous game that they like better,